invitational game where we have Team 1970 versus Tsunami. Tsunami decided to attack first as they won the coin toss and they banned Bravo. And then 1970 picked Outback.
All right. I mean, this game doesn't have a whole lot at stake as of right now. Tsunami needs to win in order to have a chance to get the 2 seed. But with the Wiggles playing GBB, I highly doubt even if they do win today,
Yeah.
they're
Especially with
going to find
GBB
themselves in
being,
that.
I think the only
Yeah.
game they had close to win was the game against Filled Up, which is 6th seed right now. Which they actually held their own against the Wiggles. They went to OT against GBB and the Wiggles. So you could say GBB has a chance against the Wiggles. But the difference there was Filled Up went to OT and won against GBB, and they went to OT and lost to the Wiggles.
Yeah. Regardless, 1970 and GBB, they have nothing in this fight, really. The positionally, win or loss, they can't move up or down.
Yeah, bracket's going to be a hard bracket for them because they have to win out to be able to even make it to the final game, whereas every other team can get one loss under the belt and still make it to the final.
Pardon. Didn't know my notifications were on.
We saw Doke and Ace, which are kind of just routine ranked bans for 1970 coming out. And then we had Velk and Aruni, which are kind of also just routine bans, I'd say. I don't think one player plays either of them that much. Velk is just a good 2v2 ban. And Aruni kind of does support a lot because you know where they're coming from if you block that door off. And they have to get through it.
Right. So I think Tsunami not got a great chance to move up. Enemies was locked. They've been locked in for a good while now. The Wiggles Tsunami. I don't see a way both of them lose.
Yeah.
Or like I don't see the way a way the Wiggles lose. Slow Rollers lost, which means Tsunami's comfortable. They can't go down. So the only exchange we can really see is from just Team 2 and Filled Up in the 5 and 6 seed, which won't. I mean, I'd rather play the Slow Rollers than Tsunami, but I feel like either way you're gonna get a matchup that you can win.
Yeah. Which we will be having just Team 2 versus Filled Up here after this game in like an hour after, roughly.
Is it 2 games today or 3?
2. The third game got
2
canceled.
games. Okay, so we've got another game at
10:15, roughly.
10:15. Water Slave's already in the building, looking at B site now. He's gonna hold position in covered terrace.
Attackers dropped the diffuser.
Smitty gets the kill.
Gets the kill. Justin, not a very confident attacker.
Smith's gonna run away.
It's awfully hard to push in from outside. Smith's holding an aggressive angle.
I will say these last 2 games we've seen Water push very aggressively, which I don't know if we've seen as aggressive as he has today. And it's just leaving Justin in bad positions. And they know they have diffuser too. Both rotating over to site side, I would think. Might swing bull. Nope, going back into site. Justin gonna pre-fire. Gets a lot of tags onto him. Both have to reload.
C4 is not quite gonna work. Pre-fires go out from Smith, no good. Just needs to be a little more aggressive next time.
And it's not gonna be pushing behind. They're just gonna have the one angle onto him. But there is a lot of pressure.
You could shoot through the soft wall to the left of where Justin is and add additional pressure. He's got a C4. It's an option for him.
Justin's gonna be playing this really slow. Get some tags out. He has time, so he doesn't have to rush anything at this moment. Didn't realize where he was getting shot from.
Finally gets shot at.
1970 goes up. I believe we will be seeing a solid snake ban here, unless they find someone else to ban, considering water just switched.
I've completely forgotten that one, he existed. I haven't played Siege
Yeah.
in a hot minute, but also two, that people can play him now. He's available for everyone.
Yeah.
Attackers need to locate and
Love
defuse
that.
bomb.
It's gonna be so interesting to see. He doesn't get banned, just not quite yet.
Because in the
it's
only
gonna be
game
so
we've
interesting to
had
see.
where he's been on the table, I
Attackers have
used him
discovered the location
once,
of a
maybe
bomb.
twice, and he got banned, and then I banned him first thing when versing Ryan, because I know how much Ryan loves him.
Yeah, Vader does love not Zero. Solid Snake quite a bit. I think, I don't know, as a team, I mean, with Vader, you know he loves him. He's been playing him
5
since the
seconds
start. And his voice has been very, very loudly on how much
Attackers are heading
he
out
likes
to
the
defuse the bomb.
operator. For most other guys, though, I'd let them use them to see if they're competent enough to use the power that they've been given. And once they prove that they're a threat, then I'd take action. But
Which so
no
far,
point in wasting a
Water
ban
didn't
on.
really do much with
Yeah.
them, so there's not much there. I'd say Jackal's probably going to be a more consistent presence out of Tsunami here. We've already
Got a
seen
split
some
push
of
coming
those.
from Water and Justin
Water will
IO
be
here.
droning in here this time, which should give him a lot more intel than what he had. Gonna try and
Smith's
just
in a
hard
good
rush.
spot, I think.
Opening the wall, I don't think Smith's gonna be able to keep an eye on him.
Yeah, he's gonna have to swing in order
He
to
knows where he is
contest
too.
that.
Water droned out Smith.
Water's doing a great job applying pressure here. He needs to get this frag before Smith can flank, and I don't think he's gonna be able to do it.
Justin has to push in here, giving no support to his teammate right now, and goes down to Smith because of it. Justin's still pushing slow when both of their attention was on Water.
I mean, we know this about Justin. He's an overly cautious player, and to a fault. Can't blame him. It's a very tense game, and being cautious and safe is rather better than being sorry about it.
I don't know if it's because we're getting later into the season, he's just feeling more pressured. But Tsunami was looking really good when Justin was playing good too. And it might just be a team issue right now, where both of them aren't really functioning on the same cylinder they were the first half of the season.
Yeah, I don't know. Outback's a very specific map. I feel like a lot of teams are gonna love that. A lot of teams are gonna hate that. And we can talk about which team we think is better or worse. It's all Smitty right now. He's 4-0.
Yeah.
No one else has really done much. Cherry Coke's got an assist, and Justin's done a decent damage. Justin and Waterslayer have done decent damage to them. It's just haven't been able to follow through with the kills.
Like that dock was 1 health when Justin was done with him, and he was just able to run away and dock himself.
Good old Stimmy. Right. I don't know. I think we're seeing.
Thorn, which is going to be able to lock down site pretty nicely, but that might leave it exposed to where Luke can just rush in. Sorry, forgive me, Waterslayer.
Wow, doxing our own players, man.
Bro.
Everyone knows there's only one
Luke
Luke in the entire country that we live in that may or may not be the United States of America.
Well, technically that percent goes up when we have 2 of them.
Ah, true. There's 2 potential Lukes. Maybe not spelled the same way on this league.
10 seconds to go.
Yeah, one spelled L-O-O-K-E. So
yeah.
Discovered the location of a bomb.
One spelled
5
with a
seconds
C.
to go.
Loose.
Attackers are heading out to defuse a bomb.
I do like the Thorn and Castle play. Just kind of prevents any default plants right now, and probably going to prevent any entryways, really.
Get around them. Shields up. Nothing to worry about here, matey.
I believe they're just going to be able to rush in here knowing there's a castle.
Watch yourself. Hostile inbound.
They know he's in
making.
sight and where he is.
Yeah, they know exactly where he was, but he's moved, so that information's old instantly. And that's what I mean. He can hold it out and he can communicate that to his team, but if Justin isn't able to do anything off of that information instantly, especially with castle barricades, there's nothing that can be done.
All the doors out of sight are castled. There's no way of them pushing in. That's
Doing a
just
great
too
job.
long.
The key thing is they don't hear water right now. Okay, Smith's coming over now. He should be able to hear it.
He's gonna try and open both of them at once, I believe. Gonna get them both prepped. Both sides getting prepped. Down goes Smitty. Cherry Coke left alone. Pinched between the two.
He's gonna have to take care of Justin IO first. Water should be planting right now, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He needs to, you know,
He's gonna get Justin to come back
big
to
old red
him
box.
just as where he can get the plant off with cover.
Not seeing anything here.
Plant goes down now. I wouldn't be surprised if Justin gets himself killed very quickly off of this plant by peeking an angle where he's not prepared to see Cherry Coke.
Be on guard. Enemy detected.
Getting a stun in there.
This is a very bad situation. It's going to be tough to convert on this for Cherry Coke. It's a very hopeless situation. Diffuser down, 2-on-1.
Water gets the kill. I'm assuming we're just gonna get a snake ban here, and then probably a castle ban, maybe Thorn. I would probably say castle though, because castle's really strong on this map.
Yeah, he makes bad sites good.
But if you think about it,
yeah,
on the other side, castle will probably 90% of the time in 2v2 castle both people inside, so then they just have the rest of the map to roam free.
That's true, but you can't guarantee it unless if you can drone it out. If you can drone it out and verify that both people are in there.
Yeah.
You can use that to your advantage. Pretty heavily, and you know, fuse is an option there that you might see success with. But as I was saying, a 2v1 with the fuser down is a very hopeless situation, especially when you know that you, for lack of a better word, like, aren't the guy of a team specifically. And I'm not saying Cherry Coke isn't the guy or that guy, but it's a 2-on-1, and you know, mentally it's just like you've got to hope that someone over peaks and doesn't play to their advantage. And just as Siege is a game of mechanical skill and strategy, I also feel like Siege is a game of patience.
Yeah. A game of knowing when to peek and when not to.
Yeah.
When to
Oftentimes
push out.
the guy who is more patient ends up getting things to go in his favor a lot more. There's a reason
10 seconds to
Siege
go.
timing exists.
Attackers
It
have
punishes
located a bomb.
those who are not patient.
5 seconds to insertion.
Spinner is going to be placing a pretty
Attackers
good
are heading
spot
out
on
to
that
defuse the
window.
bomb.
I don't know if they're going to be watching it, though, to get use out of it. I don't even think they're going to be pushing in that side. I think they've been pushing the same side each round, if I do believe. Auror's gonna swing in, get the door locked down.
Loading new mag.
So I got a little bit of a tidbit here to speak on after this round's over.
Yeah.
And depending on how it goes, could be potentially very ironic.
Something's in the way.
Walk off the door. Smith gonna die.
aggressive
doesn't swing though.
Oof, got lucky there. If you're gonna hold that angle, if you're Cherry Coke, I feel like you gotta pull the shotgun out. I wouldn't blow that just yet. That could have been a distraction.
Jacko's gonna be peeking the door, and he's gonna get the kill.
I'm not quite 100% sure what happened there. I lagged. It looks like it happened in the replay too. I'm rather confused. If that was
he
a
went to
thing
swing the door, and then, well, he wasn't swinging the door. He checked the door and then didn't see anyone, so he swung into sight because he thought someone was in sight.
That is tough. Yeah, another unfortunate situation for Cherry Coke to be left in. I feel like he could have played that a little bit better. But you know, it's a lot easier for me to say that when I don't have to focus on inputs and I'm not in the situation and there's not pressure on me to perform. I'm sat back in a robe, in a perfectly conditioned environment, nice and cozy. I've got a metaphorical cup of tea. Anyway, point is, I've got mid-round communications from an unnamed player. Who's going to be pretty easy to figure out who it is. It's Justin. Justin IO messaged me to share his opinions. I'm sure he's well aware, but I think he's just expressing frustration right now with being left in 1v situations. And I understand where he's coming from. You have to understand, Justin is not a player you can just leave on
You use
his
him
own.
as
He's
a
not
number, not a
10 seconds left before
fragger.
insertion.
not a fragger. He's not a wild
left
games
before
per se
insertion.
where you can leave him on himself and maybe he does something with it or something like that. And you know what? I wouldn't even say that I am that type of player. So there's no hate on his part for that. It's just not his use case. He's used, you know, he's best used when he's got room to work with. And I don't love these split pushes they have going. I feel like the more I see them, the more they lose.
Waters pushing kinda individually here though, but I don't think they hear him pushing in at all. He might be able to get in sight here without them even knowing. And there's even a
Smith's
chance
gonna
he's
be
able
able
to
to get
lock it down.
I reckon a free kill on Justin here. Opening pick of the round coming very shortly. I don't think Justin's going to see this coming. Both of them are looking, but Water's going to be able to get into sight for
Smith
free.
was looking at the wrong spot.
Water will be able to get
should
into
be able to
sight
get into
free. It's wide open. And he's not going to do it though. He's going to choose to get the frag on
Gets the
Smith.
kill.
Cherry Coke's going to have to react to that in some way, shape, or form. And so far he's not. He's focused on getting Justin. And he misses his opportunity completely. I think they're going to go for the same plan here. Cherry Coke's going to have a very tough time.
Justin needs to shut that door behind him just so he can't get flanked. It doesn't matter. Cherry Coke's pushing into sight. We're kind of seeing the same thing happen to 1970 that Tsunami was having a problem with, where both their people are good numbers together, but we're just watching one person go down way too soon. The last 3 rounds, I feel like Smith's died really early, leaving his teammate in a bad situation in a 1-on-2. Especially since how they're pretty much in sight, but early.
Yeah, I don't really feel like these teams are as different, even though the records suggest otherwise. It's going to be really hard. I feel like you're best opening that door and running away to just leave the pressure.
I don't know why that
I don't
wasn't
think you can get it.
open.
I know
I
there
don't
was
know
a
how
bug with it at one
exactly that
point.
works.
I'm pretty sure
but
you have to be rather close to it, but I don't think
He was
Cherry
right
Coke
on
knows
it.
how. Yeah, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Goes for the rotate, actually gets through, but it's
I
just
think
way
it was
too late.
open when someone, like one of the other team was close to it, but I don't know why it didn't try and open back up.
I think there's a time delay on how long it takes, but I feel like we would have been, you know, past that point.
Either way, just a very unfortunate round for Cherry.
Yeah, I don't feel like pushing through that door would have been the play anyway. It's definitely a rather heavy choke point. But it would have been nice to open it up as an additional distraction. The point is, the exact quote is, "Bruh, we gonna get screwed." Not his words, but I'm filling it in.
Yeah.
In the tournament, if Luke keeps playing so freaking aggressive in the first 30 seconds of rounds.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many
Seems
bombs.
like he
And
did get through to his teammate though.
I don't think he's wrong, but also I can see the counter argument of Justin isn't pushing aggressive enough. I feel like there's a happy medium.
Yeah.
I feel like Justin definitely pushes it too slow, and hey, guilty as charged for me.
Yeah.
This is a notorious thing. I am also
I feel like that's
very
something you
slow
gotta
getting
talk
to
over
sight.
with them and get them like ready for it. Because I don't know if Justin's just gonna be able to push in as fast as he can whenever you say so. I think that's a problem
Yeah,
I had
and
with him in season 1.
Yeah, I think that another important thing we got to point out is if Justin were to push at the pace of Water Slayer,
Attackers' objective is to
it
locate a
wouldn't
bomb
look
and
very, very pretty. He's not a player that can push at that pace.
Yeah.
And I understand as the better player, you want to do your own thing, but it's best if you guys try and work better as a team. I'm not saying that Water Slayer is at fault for pushing in as aggressive, but if you're going to push that aggressively, you need a teammate that's going to work with that. And Justin is not that teammate. You have to work with what you have. In that sense, you need to cooperate with your teammate and find a agreeable pace and a good strategies that don't end up with Justin pushing across the map into a window.
Justin should be opening
Or
that
spending a good chunk of the
wall,
time inside, especially with Diffuser, as Smith has a good angle
They
here
hear
on
each
Water.
other. Oh, actually, Water did not hear Smith at all.
Swapping mag.
You know, Justin's on the roof. He's in a very bad spot. Cherry Coke, I'd imagine, knows exactly where he is pretty much at this point. See if he can get a run out, though, maybe.
Which there's a Claymore on it.
He poked a bunch of holes in the reinforcement, but those aren't going to be helpful, I don't feel. His best case would be to poke more holes, try and bait Cherry Coke into a run out. Is what my strategy would be. Get the kill there, and then you just got to deal with Smith, which is not an easy task, but it's possible. Anything's possible, but it's not the craziest thing in the world.
No one's gonna be on.
See if he
cams
sees
right
his.
now. He sees a
his
Legion,
Mine.
but I don't think he's gonna shoot it.
You can't in this situation. I don't feel like. Okay, he gets shot. Cherry Coke's gonna rotate. Smith's gonna rotate. This is a double choke point here.
The
what a
wall
kill.
bang!
Wow.
Sees where the bullets are coming from and just flicks to it.
Yeah, that's. I mean, 6 and 3 is that's what you expect out of your top frag, but all 3 rounds they've won so far have been off of his back.
Yeah.
Which I'd imagine
I would
at
more
some point it's
expect
going to
that
start
out of
hurting.
someone like Water, honestly.
Yeah. But I don't disagree with what Justin has to say on the topic of Water pushing in aggressively. I'd say he's probably gotten a little bit more aggressive as the season's gone on. And I mean, hey, his KD isn't
I mean, and realistically, this game doesn't matter to them, really. It's just...
no, not really. But if this game doesn't matter, I'd work on changing the pace. You know? This is the time to experiment.
Yeah, try and work Justin into a faster pace and try and work yourself. Or not even work yourself, just try and work Justin into a faster pace so you have a second mode you can go into if you have to do that in the tournament. Or in the bracket anyway. Because right now, looking at standings, they're going to be versing Filled Up, who is just a team like 1970. They have 2 players that can like go out whenever they want.
Attackers need to locate
It's
and
just-
defuse as many bombs as they can.
Which team's going to come out on top? There is a chance that they do verse just Team 2, which is also a team where both players can frag out whenever they need to. So they do got a tough schedule coming up. No matter if no matter if Filled Up wins or loses. Especially looking at the game before this for Tsunami, Filled Up was the underdog going into it, and they won somehow.
5 seconds
Like, I don't
left.
think anyone expected them to win that game, because the only game they won before that was against GBB.
Attackers' objective is to
Other than
defuse
that,
the
they took
bomb.
the Wiggles to overtime, but they didn't win. gonna be seeing Castle and Thorn out of Tsunami, just like what 1970 did. But I think Tsunami is normally used to running Castle to the very least. They have an Ash and Nomad, good rotate cancel, which I don't know if they'll really need the really good for the Castle.
I'm currently looking at something. I think I either have the wrong information or some interesting information. Okay, so I don't know. Water Slayer's got a very even KD. Same with Smith. They're like almost interchangeable.
Yeah.
Statistically, Justin IO has a higher KD than Cherry Coke. I just feel like Smith and Cherry probably gel a little bit better than Water and Justin.
Yeah.
Like, look at this. They're pushing from the same side of the map. They're pushing together.
Water will actually be getting a flank here, so the Nomad will be useful. Which I believe Smitty heard him through the floor coming from behind.
That's tough.
He should be able to shoot the airdrop from if he crouches, though. He sees him, but can't get a kill. Tags go out for both of them.
If I were Water, I'd be disengaging from this.
Just, I would say maybe apply a little more pressure, but I wouldn't be too aggressive with it like he is. And then Cherry Coke rushes in, gets Justin while sight's open. Gonna try and get Plant out, I would presume.
Yeah, Plant's gonna get slammed down. And now these castle barricades go against him. He's forced to push through this bathroom. Cherry Coke's not watching the right direction. Down he goes. Now it's up to Smith. He's gonna know. Bathroom's gonna be the call. Here he comes through the rotate.
Almost
No
a
good.
headshot.
Swing.
Misses
Swing
both
comes
of
out,
them.
and down he goes.
He missed 2 headshots like by a millimeter, dude. Like both of them. That was crazy. I thought he was about to lose because of those 2. Nice clean win by Smith and Cherry Coke. Cherry Coke pushing in to isolate Justin.
That's what teamwork on attack looks like.
Yeah.
Right? What we see out of Tsunami is very disjointed. It's not working together, and I understand there's a little beef probably going on right now because they're pushing at vastly different paces from vastly different sides of the map. They're not a team on attack, and they're not even a team on defense, I wouldn't argue, because I guarantee you Water went out and roamed on his lonesome, and he didn't use a roaming operator to do it. Now, was it a good flank? Yes, absolutely. And if it weren't for Nomad being there, it would have been awesome. But
need to locate and defuse bombs.
it also left Justin alone on site.
Yeah. Which 1970 isolated that like perfectly. That was beautiful.
And I just don't feel like that. You're not setting your teammate up for success. You might be setting yourself up for success. I mean, that roam was great. It was good. It was very well executed. I mean, it caught him.
But once again, 1970 just had to opt to counter it.
The thing is, though, it's not about your success. All right, you will succeed. You've got a 1.13 in this league. All right, you will succeed. Regardless of the situation you put yourself in, whether it be roaming or you know, staying in sight, right? The difference is Justin, his success rate vastly changes based off of those 2 things.
Yeah.
You can't just leave him by himself in 1-on-2 situations or 1-on-1 situations. It's not you need to manufacture success for the team, not just yourself. And I understand for the vast majority of this, I am the team, but like, that's not the case, right? And I think that was something that you did very well with Justin in Season 1, was you manufactured success for him. I'm not saying that Justin can't manufacture his manufacture success for himself, but I'm saying it helps when you make things easier on someone who doesn't have the mechanical gun skill of another. And then this is not coming from me ragging on Justin. This is coming from me in my own personal experiences. I am not a mechanical player. I'm not. All right. Any ounce of help I can get is vastly more useful. You think Vader, when we play ranked, is solely focused on setting up success for himself? No, I need a little help where I can get it. And if you're not willing to do the same for your teammate, then you're not playing together as a team.
Yeah. And also looking at it, I think Justin does perform a lot worse going
Mhm.
into the end of the season and beginning of the bracket, or at least
Mhm.
into the bracket. Just because if we look at like season
It's a
one for
long season.
Chance,
Yeah.
the second like it started getting late in the season, he started like falling off number wise. I don't know if it was just nervous pressure, like pressure that he was putting on himself, or
I
if it
reckon
was
it's
just
more of a just like we've been doing this. It's the same
yeah.
song and dance over and over and over. The playoffs come, brackets come back around, and we'll be seeing a little bit more
Gonna be
attention to detail. That
reinforcing the
reinforcement
wall.
came. It was very close.
Also is gonna be in sight. Swings and gets killed. He heard
And
the
now we see
footsteps
Cherrycoke
coming.
on the opposite side of the map by himself. This is not a recipe for successity.
We've been saying the same thing about Tsunami almost this whole game.
Mhm.
Smith just pushing there a little carelessly because he got the drone. Instead of setting up an OSA shield, he decided to push in.
And now, whenever you make noise, the only thing they have to focus on is you.
And there's only
And you've
13
got no
seconds
time
left.
to do anything. It's just you swing and you die. I don't love that water stood up there. That made some noise. It doesn't seem that Cherrycoke really noted it.
He gets the trade, but it
Trade,
doesn't
wow.
matter. Justin's still alive, and them being on attack without diffuser
Thrilling
down.
kill cam there.
Very close game right now. I don't know if 1970 just lit a fire under him, or if Tsunami's just playing really bad today. Or if this is actually the real Tsunami. Which I wouldn't call their games a fluke. They've beat some pretty good people, I believe. I would have to relook at their schedule. I don't think they had many tough, or like not tough, but many bad games.
Mhm. Right.
Defenders, protect your bombs
Just
from being
to
defused by attackers.
close things off on the discussion between Justin and Water Slayer, I don't want this to be a Water Slayer bad piece. Right, because Water Slayer is a remarkably good player. Top, I'm not gonna say tippy top of the league, but he's up there, right?
Attackers have located
Yeah.
a bomb.
He's led his team very well. Then the team's had success the majority of the season. But when things go wrong, things need to be pointed out. And I think they'd work better if he'd slow down a little bit and Justin would speed up just a little bit. Is all. And in a 2v2 situation, you need to be manufacturing 2-on-1s. I think if the team that creates the most 2-on-1 situations is going to win the game.
I was looking back at Tsunami's games, and it looks like a lot of their games are close. Like the two games they played the first 2 weeks were both 7-5, which are both the two teams they had to play at the end of the season, which one of them beat them, and this one's looking really close again. And then they beat Slow Rollers 7-2 and GBB 7-3. But other than that, they lost to Filled Up the second time and Enemy. 7-2 and 7-3.
There's just a hard swing there from Cherrycoke.
He didn't care if anyone was peeking
Yeah,
him.
no, that was risky. That could have changed the complexion of this round entirely if that had not gone well. Drone's coming in now. You get a lay of the land. You ever think mute will be important enough with like having to deal with information being so limited? There's only 4 drones to utilize.
Yeah, I definitely
And-
love Mute with a castle. That's
Mhm.
like my favorite
Oh, yeah,
duo, I'd
especially.
say. I don't really run it that much with Jacob. Or why do
Mhm.
I keep saying names? Just because I feel like we do better together when we have the chance to roam. Just so we apply more pressure, and it's not like we're just in sight the whole game.
So who do you think dies first here?
I think it's gonna be
this
Smith or
double
Water.
safe.
I don't.
No, it looks like it might be. Down goes Cherry Coke, and that's Diffuser. You think he knows set? I don't think he did.
He gets the kill. Might be able to get the
refrag.
Thorn. Good refrag from the backside. And then the kill
Hand
onto
finishes the
Justin.
job.
What a round
And,
by Smith, getting the refrag
yeah.
for Cherry and then getting the kill onto Thorn.
And it's very fitting, very fitting. I got a message from Vader here a few minutes ago. Apparently, I'm just fielding texts now. Can we get a mention of how Smitty is doing very well? I'm very impressed. The ability to adapt to a change in team structure entirely and play this well is remarkable. And I think that means a lot coming from a former MVP. It's high praise.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely wasn't something that I think we were expecting halfway through the season.
No, nobody could have seen that coming. I mean, whatever, pain in the butt decided to make his teammate leave should be punished for their crimes. But, I think that, I mean, changing in team structure, we were just talking about how important team structure is and pace of play is. And they work very well as a team. I understand they have previous chemistry, but the 2v2 is different than a 5-on-5. And like I said, if it were 5-on-5 and Water were roaming, nobody would give any care in the world to what he was doing with it. For the most part, he's been successful. But the thing is, when you roam, even if you get a kill and then you die, you're leaving your teammate, who is not a 1+ KD, in a one-on-one situation. And statistically, that means that depending on the other person's KD, even if it's a worse KD, you were still talking about a .88, which is solid. It's still solid. But that's not, I'm gonna get the job done 70% of the time. Good, especially depending on who you kill on the team.
That fuse is going to be huge for this site. They don't have a C4 to counter it, and they're just going to...
We were just talking about this.
Yeah.
Castle, they're both going to be in the site. Fuse. All right, let's see if I'm just a big dummy or if I know what I'm talking about. I mean, it's not very difficult to avoid an explosive hockey puck in this game, but
especially
we'll
since
see how
you
it
can
works
hear
out.
it through the floor. They might just do the castles though, which I don't know if that would be the greatest of ideas.
Only one went off. I don't love this utilization of fuse. You're gonna open this barricade. You gotta play top down, but they don't know that both of them are in there yet, and they've opened a way out. I do love how they haven't entirely closed themselves off here. They can still go through waiting room to get out to main lobby, which is different from the way that
This is not what I
1970 had it
expected
set up.
when I saw Fuse get picked.
Yeah, I'm
The
a
whole
little
floor is
disappointed,
openable.
but yeah, the whole floor above is soft, and we're not getting any top-down plays or nothing.
Legion.
Good damage brought out from Justin. I think that's damage. I think you fall back a little bit. They have no way to heal that. You play life. I wouldn't re-swing it. And
Justin, we'll start playing the backside a little more. Make sure there's Legion mines down to protect.
The good thing about where Justin is right now, and he's a little overextended for what I'd love, is if any noise comes from this hallway, which it looks like there's about to be, Justin's very... I actually really like this site
He
setup.
distracted Cherry Coke with that Legion mine that he threw at the door.
I think I'd rather have Water where Justin is, though. That's the only thing I'd change.
It's 2 Legion. Cherry gets the kill onto Justin. Water left alone. Gets the down and kill. Knows where Fuse is now.
That's the Fuser as well.
Once again, Smith just playing kind of
that's not
aggressive
ideal.
and not waiting on his teammate when they could just get a plant down with an OSA shield at that.
I feel like we're watching
I
the
don't
same
know
team
if we've
play each
seen an
other.
OSA shield.
And I mean, the closest of the rounds that's reflected.
We've seen OSA like twice or maybe 3 times out of Smith, and I don't think we're yet to see an OSA shield get placed down.
You don't have time. That's tough.
Gonna fuse the door, probably push. Why? A little confused.
You're not gonna be able to get to the diffuser in time. I don't think you're gonna have to get the kill, and I don't see it coming through. Yep, it just.
I think that was a
not great
misplay
setup
there. I feel like he should have fused the door and then pushed the window just so he couldn't be hiding.
Yeah, that's
in that
what I
right
thought he
cubby.
was gonna do. I thought he was gonna do that originally, and then it just didn't happen like that. I don't know how like if you do it the fastest way possible, how quick you can break the castle barricade.
Yeah.
But when you have 9 seconds left in the round or whatever, you don't have time.
Yes,
You just don't.
I feel like definitely should have played the window more, and that fuse could have been a good fuse charge just to make it to where he couldn't be
clear out that
hiding in that
corner.
cup. Yeah. And then the only thing
You
you'd have to
mantle
look
in,
at was the
you-
door or the other
Doorway,
site.
and you can clear the rotate and the holes into the other site via just looking through them
Yeah.
for the window, and then you jump through, swing, peek at the doorway. If he's not there, pick up diffuser, go to a corner, probably in the I don't know if you'd have time
Attackers need to
behind the
locate and
desk.
defuse bombs.
Yeah.
I don't know where you'd plant from there, but
You'd
you'd at
probably
least
just
get
try
to
and
the
plant behind
diffuser
the
and have some
shelves.
site control. Which I still think he probably ends up getting shot in the planting process there. But you know, it would have.
Yeah, there was a lot of misplays there.
It would have set yourself up for if they had made a mistake, you could have won the round. But
I
it
think-
would have required a mistake, and a rather big one at that.
I think 1970 had a couple of times to win that round, which realistically the Cherry Coke vaulting in that window, that would have only been a 50-50. Maybe not even because he's stuck in a vault animation and doesn't know where water is.
5 seconds left
So that would
before
probably
insertion.
be like more of like a 20% win rate. But the way that Smitty pushed up, like I said, with a Osa that didn't place an Osa shield, could have planted behind an Osa shield and just waited for his teammate to get some cover. I feel like that was a big misplay of that round. You're in a 1-on-2 and you're swinging instead of trying to just hold. I think the ego was a big part of that.
It really does feel like we're watching the same team play themselves.
Yeah. Which I feel like once we get the bracket, there's not going to be this many mistakes, I would hope, by either of these teams. And I
Yeah,
know
I'd
no
hope they
other
lock it
team's
over.
going to be really making this many mistakes. But mistakes happen. This game's just, like I said, doesn't really count for
This
much.
game doesn't matter for either of them, but it's still like you said earlier, ego, you know.
Yeah. Just so going into the game, if you're 1970 and you win this, you have 100 times more confidence going into the bracket.
Yeah, no, I mean you finally get that win under your belt, and it's against a top 3 team in the league.
We're going to be seeing them push pretty aggressively.
That applies a lot of pressure to Water Slayer, but they're going to relinquish all of it pretty instantly here.
They have all the destruction. This is a good team comp
Good,
from
yeah, good
1970.
counter for Castle as well.
And Tuberu's not really useful in the sense of his ability. I think. Oh, he didn't go in for the. I don't know. Maybe it was so the castles didn't get destroyed as fast.
Yeah, but I don't.
The potato from Water and Smith both got out of there alive with half health roughly.
And a good disengagement there from Water Slayer, going to help his teammate now.
Stuns himself by accident. Gets the kill on the
Oh.
Tuberu. Water swinging back, gets the kill. Almost gets
Oh,
Cherry in the
Water's
process.
stuck in this corner though. Neither of them have the ACOG, so it's a long-range gunfight for both of them. I wouldn't peek this instantly.
He might be able to get the kill.
Oh, this scares
here.
me, man. This is tense.
I don't even know who has the advantage here. I would say Water, just because.
He's
He
got
can
time,
hold.
but he doesn't have health. He doesn't have the health advantage.
Yeah, and there's
But 20
multiple
seconds
places
left.
to push.
Cherry Coke is I feel like a good few of these rounds, he's kind of taken too long. And here comes that music once again. Pressure's on. This music, it just increases stress levels so much. Here comes the swing, and it's
Gets
gonna be
the
good!
kill! Cherry Coke did a nice job of clearing everything just so he was safe. If Water would have just rotated out, I think they would have lost. I think Tsunami would have won that round, but Cherry Coke did a nice
That
job
is
at clearing.
tough. That is massive for them. They needed that. Defense is, I mean, hasn't been either way
Yeah.
today, really.
This
but
this
like,
has been a split game.
I'd still, even if it's 50-50, I'd rather be on defense than attack.
Tsunami needs this win on defense to be able to push it to overtime.
Two, 4, 6,
Which-
8,
If
10, 12. 12 kills. That is the amount required to win
Defenders, protect
all of
your
the
bombs
rounds
from
they've
being
won
defused by attackers.
without planting the diffuser. Smith has 10. Water has 10.
Attackers have
Yeah.
located a bomb.
This is two outstanding performances from these guys, and they're the only reason either of them have died so much is because they keep killing each other.
Yeah, they keep ego swinging a lot,
Yeah.
which I think Water slowed down a lot, which is really good for his team because his team's been doing a lot better, round for round. Whereas
I mean,
at the
technically,
beginning,
we went into the halfway point. They were tied.
yeah. But look at the first two rounds where Water was really egotistical and he was just swinging everything.
Yeah.
To now, they won the like next three after he stopped. And then I think those three are the only reason they're in this game still. I think Justin probably said something to him about it, and
Well, yeah.
Water
I'd
thought
imagine
about it.
the 3 wins probably contributed to them still being in the game,
I mean,
considering
yeah.
the other teams at match point. But
Yeah.
I get what you're saying, though. I get what you're saying.
Just
They
the
had to-
changes
had to
that
lock
Tsunami
in.
made.
Yeah.
Which I do
Should be an
believe they're
easy
still
wall
in.
from outside the objectives. Just gonna
Razor shell.
bang this wall open. 2 hard breachers, so they're gonna be able to open pretty much anything they want. And by pretty much, I do believe everything they want. There's no one outside of sight to deny this. This is why I
This
kind of
swing
wish
is
there was
going
a
to be
third
the
person.
game-winning swing, I think. If Smitty gets this kill, I think he wins.
Oof.
Water almost got it. Now a lot of pressure is being pushed. If Thermite can get that back wall, that might
I love how
just
1970's looking right
be
now.
close to game. Just with
I
how many
love how
pressure points.
1970 has set themselves up for success here. I'm wondering where Cherry Coke is going.
Thermite is getting that wall. They're going to
wall.
have so much
Another wall.
pressure.
Yeah, I mean, this might as well be an open floor concept at this point.
Ace sneaks in. Some
Just
bullets
applying
go out.
pressure. Smith decides to swing this. It could be a free kill. We'll see how Water plays this angle, though. The pre-fire notifying them of where he is isn't great, but I mean, I understand the necessity. Oh, down goes Justin.
Justin leaving Water alone. This could actually be better for Water for the egos. The egos
that's
clash
tense.
and Water
Through the
gets it.
rotate, the pre-fire, no good.
Water
Another
gets a
one,
couple
damage
tags.
done.
One more bullet.
to send this to overtime. One more bullet. Let's see what he does. He's gonna swing out. I like this. They've added so much pressure into the site. Now it's
They're getting
reversed.
pings
All of
onto
those
Water.
go in Water's
The
advantage.
Thorn
A
almost
lot-
kills
oh!
them. But Cherry Coke
Cherry
gets the
clutches
kill.
it. Oh my goodness. An ounce more damage, and we're in overtime.
I really thought that Thorn was gonna kill him. That was crazy.
I thought so as well. Wow. Team 1970 notches their first win of the season after losing twice in overtime. They do it against Tsunami as a run of bad luck strikes them. That's 2 losses in a row, 2 of their 3 now on the season. Tsunami still in 3rd place.
Yeah.
No hopes for getting second. 1970's locked into where they are already. But a good morale boost for them. Beating a top 3 team in the league is no easy feat. Congratulations to them.
Let's get Smitty in here for that interview. What a performance out of the first half by him, and then what a step up from Cherry Coke.
Yeah, no,
Just-
Cherry did very well those last few games. I think he had 2 clutches at one point
Yeah.
that I just didn't think he was going to get the... I think it was the last 2 rounds. Those last 2 rounds were...
I really
2
thought
clutches
once
from
he
him.
hit that like low health that he was done for.
Yeah, man, that's that's tough if you're Tsunami, but
He
they
risked it
played
with
they
that
played
thorn
well.
trap too.
Yeah,
I think he knew it was gonna hit him no matter what, so he just tried.
yeah.
All right. Welcome, Smitty. Congratulations on that close win. How does it feel to
Thank you.
notch your first regulation win of the season and first like
I'm
technical win?
I'm climbing the fucking ladder. That's what I'm doing.
And then that first half of the game when you were kind of sitting at, I think it was 6 kills and your teammate was at 0, I believe. Were you panicking at all, or were you knowing your teammate could
Nah.
step up there?
Nah, he just wasn't locked in quite yet. He's used to playing me. After I said you guys quit acting like you're playing me, he kind of started stepping it up.
And then was there any strategy change at all between your team when you realized
Call
after
outs
those?
being really communicating.
No, you're good. And then when you opened up with the first 2 rounds won, did you do anything to change after those 3 rounds won by them?
Wait, ask that question again.
Because the first 2 rounds you won, and then the next 3 they won. Did you like panic at all, and what did you change to lock back in?
Yeah, I was panicking a little bit. I really needed my teammate to step up, and that's what he did. You know, he didn't do the best, but 6 and 5 is positive.
Yeah, especially with that end, he won probably the last 2 or 3 rounds, roughly.
Yeah, I thankfully had a drone sitting in that hallway, and he ran right across my drone, and I gave him that call out.
Yeah, I saw the ping go out.
Yeah.
And then Nick, any questions from you?
Yeah. Well, first off, I just wanted to bring to your attention. I got a recent text message from Death Vader, asking for you to get a shout out for how well you've taken the team change and how well you've been able to play regardless of the change of team structure. He said it was really remarkable. How well you've played, even though
And that's
you guys
Ryan?
had a lot of hardship.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. That's cool. Oh yeah.
Another question for you. So those last 2 rounds, you left Cherry in some 1v1 situations where he had to
Yes.
clutch up, and obviously as the main fragger, I'm sure you would have rather been in that seat. I just gotta ask what you were feeling in those moments.
Be honest with you, me and Aiden 1v1 quite often, and he fucking slaps me around a lot. So that I had faith in him every time. He didn't have faith in himself a couple times, but I had faith in him and fucking pulled through. Yeah, he got the dub.
Yeah, so you guys beat the 3 seed. Of course, this doesn't change anything for your
Right.
guys' standing in the league. You guys are
Unless
still
the
gonna
win
be
percentage
starting.
matters between them and Filled Up, but I think Filled Up's win percentage, round 1 percentage, is going to be higher. So I don't
I'd
believe
imagine.
it's going to matter. But we'll see if we.
Starting out in
Got
the
it.
bottom bracket is going to be very difficult. You guys would have to win every single game you guys
Yep.
play, pretty much,
Yeah.
in order to get it all the way to the finals. Do you think that's possible for you guys?
It's gonna be strong, but that's my goal.
And then looking at the bracket, you'll be versing any one of the teams out of Tsunami, Filled Up, Slow Rollers, or just Team 2 that loses. Actually, you wouldn't be versing Filled Up if they lost, unless they win
Okay.
this game. The only teams you would be playing is just Team 2, Slow Rollers, or Tsunami, depending on what team loses.
Okay.
And do you feel confident going into that game after this game, or?
This definitely boosts our confidence. This win right here. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very psyched to see what happens as we play more games because I think my teammate is just starting to warm up to this. I think it's his second game, tournament game in here. So I'm gonna try to make it to the top and see what happens.
Alright, and just to let you know, in our bracket, it will be best of 3 every game until the championship, just so everyone's aware.
Okay. What do you mean best of 3? Like
3 games per.
what we just played, but 3 times?
Yeah,
Well,
it's
two-
whoever
two
wins. Yeah,
additional
first
times.
to win
Yeah.
2.
Best of 3 maps.
That's gonna be fun. I like that.
Yeah.
I like the odds of that.
So
So you're feeling
it's
more
not-
confident with that?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
It's gonna be
They will
a
have
doozy.
like a home field advantage, whatever team you play, just because
That's
you're
fine.
starting in the bottom bracket. So you
That's
won't
fine.
be able to
It just
choose
what's nice
as
about
much.
having a 3 games is I can see who they play, who they like to play, how
Yeah,
they play.
you can adapt more.
Yeah.
So it's a completely different playing field compared to the regular season that we're in currently. I'm truly interested on how both teams that played today. For anyone that's watching, anything can change in the amount of time. Momentum works in magical ways. The Tsunami's on a tough streak right now,
Yeah,
and they've got a lot to work on.
How many have they
Um,
won?
they
uh,
lost their last two, but they've split. Wait, no, they're 4-3. Sorry, they haven't fully split, but
Okay, and we're 1-1 now.
one and
technicality,
six,
it's 2
two overtime
and
losses.
4.
We're
But
2-4.
we haven't really played out that other game because we haven't needed to, just point
Oh,
system
Oh yeah,
wise.
because you guys technically could have.
The only way we would have to play that out is if you guys get a higher win percentage than filled up, which we might just try and do another full game of that, but I don't know. Because if
I
we
think
do
the
that, it would still be like it'll start at 7-6, and whoever wins would just get the points, I guess.
I do believe the best option for that is either replay the whole game with the two teams as they
Yeah.
are right now, or get the previous teammate back on to play potentially one round of Siege. Either or.
Yeah.
I'm
whatever
fine
you-
with just restarting the whole game. If
Well,
we
we
do
might
end up
not have to do that. We'll figure out by the end of the night.
If it comes down to it. If it comes down to it. By the end of the night, we'll know whether or not either team needs that win to advance, or either team's losing would move them down. So.
All right. And oh wait, I don't think there actually was anything that. Oh wait, yeah. From that game, I think the big word, like if you had to sum that game up into one word, what would you say it would be?
that game in one word. Redemption.
Redemption. Is it because you lost them earlier in the season, so you thought you had to?
I
Yeah.
was when we first started and I seen Justin's name. I was like, I'm almost positive
Yeah.
I've lost to these guys.
And then the thing I would say, not like really targeted towards like anyone in specific, just team wise, I would probably say my word would be mistakes watching that game.
100%.
Just because both teams had so many mistakes. And how do you feel like their mistakes impacted them to lose more than your mistakes impacted you to like keep winning? If that makes sense.
Why their mistakes impacted them to lose?
Yeah, like how their mistakes were more impactful or to lead them to lose. Was it you guys just able to recover easier?
I'm gonna be honest. They did, in my opinion. I don't know. You guys see more than me, but
Yeah.
in my opinion, they felt like they when they were defending, it felt like they were just always real close to each other. So I always knew one was right by the other. So maybe that was their big mistake. Maybe next time they should maybe have somebody who's a little roaming outside, maybe not too far. Someone who can possibly catch the other team from behind, you know. That's how I like to play when I defend.
Nick, do you
But
have anything
a
to
couple
add?
times it didn't work out for me, so.
Yeah, my word of the game would be
And honestly,
thin. Spread thin. I think Tsunami was too thin. Whenever they decided to work opposites of each other, they'd push from complete total opposites outside of the maps on attack.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's gonna.
I
ever
did
work
notice
out
that too.
for Justin.
Yeah,
And
I
defensively,
agree.
whenever Water roamed, it was never in a spot where he could quickly come back and assist
Yeah.
Justin if need be.
Right. Yeah.
Whenever they extended themselves way too thin, and it left gaps and opportunities for, well, Smitty and Cherry Coke here to take advantage.
Yeah, I completely agree. I don't think there's anything more I have to add.
No.
If there's anything out of you two that you'd like to add.
What was it? 10:15?
Yeah.
Prime time on the West
10,
Coast, probably.
15.
That's our next game.
10:15, next game. What's the
Okay.
matchup there again?
It will be Filled Up versus Just Team 2.
Filled Up versus Just Team 2. That's a very impactful game, yeah. That sets a lot of things in motion. It's like the last thing that is in motion at this point.
Yeah,
Other
for the
than
bracket.
the game in limbo. Well, depending on how that game goes, that sets a lot of other things up.
Yeah, especially
yeah.
with Tsunami's loss, it makes it to where they can't take the 2 seed, so that locks in.
Yeah.
Enemy
And we,
has been locked in. The Wiggles are
Team
now locked
1970,
in.
we don't have a seed.
Or
Or
your seed would be
seed.
7. You're going to be in the last chance bracket.
Listen,
To start.
can I start a petition to change my name?
Sure. I mean,
Starting in the bottom. So I'm gonna go with what Kyle likes to call them last guys that aren't that good. Mr. Irrelevant. I'm just fucking with you.
alrighty. Well, you have a good night. Congratulations on the win. It was very impressive.
Thank
I think you've got former MVPs talking about you. And
This is
that's
gonna be great.
not a bad camp to sit in. Congratulations. Have a good night.
You too.
Yeah, alright, and with that, we will be ending the broadcast, and we'll see you all in about 20 minutes.
Yeah, I've got a lot of typing to
See
do.
ya.